What's up, everybody? Matt Zaremba and Alan Potts here with the Big Sky Real Estate Company. It's no secret, it's out of the bag. We're throwing a dance party, the Big Sky Winter Ball at the end of March, and the beneficiary is going to be the Big Sky Housing Trust. Yeah, so Becky, everybody knows the Big Sky Housing Trust is here in town, been doing some great things, but I think it'd be nice if you maybe tell us a little bit about the program and what you guys have going on.
Sure. Well, we are a fairly new nonprofit in town. We were created a few years ago from the chamber because there was a group of concerned citizens about the lack of affordable housing for people who actually live here and make this town work. So the chamber created us and we became an independent nonprofit in 2020.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Meadowview project that you guys recently completed?
Sure, that's our flagship project. It's our very first project that we've completed as a nonprofit, and we did it in coordination with HRDC, and we're able to purchase the land thanks to money from resort tax. So it's definitely a collaborative project for the community. It's 52 units, and the last of the 52 units just finished up in July of last year, and there are now 109 locals living there.
So, you just finished the Meadowview project. Like, what's next on the agenda for Big Sky Housing Trust?
Our next development is Riverview Apartments. It's across the street from Ace Hardware. It'll be 100 units that will be permanently deed restricted, so that means that only local residents will ever be allowed to live there. They must physically work in Big Sky to live there, so no remote working, and they can never be short-term rented. We're hoping those will be ready sometime late next summer. We've not broke ground yet, but we did just secure $6.5 million of federal funding to pull that off. Nice. And that was a huge win for us, unexpected and really big. You
guys are doing another deed restricted property. Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, it's similar to Rent Local, and we're launching it this spring. It's called Good Deeds, and what we're doing is in exchange for putting a permanent deed restriction on the property, and that deed restriction will continue for a lifetime. And the deed restriction is that a local has to occupy the unit. It could be the homeowner that's a local that's occupying it, or it could be a tenant. We really don't care. But in exchange for that deed restriction, we'll give the homeowners cash that they can use for whatever they want. Ideally, they're using the cash to buy the property. So we're hoping it will dual function as keeping the property in the local inventory, but it will also help local people who can't afford a $200,000 down payment on $1 million condo. It'll help them come up with that $200,000.
Becky, can you tell us a little bit more about what the Big Sky Housing Trust is doing to incentivize owners to keep their properties in the long-term rental pool as opposed to keep making them Airbnbs?
Sure. We developed the Rent Local program last year because we were trying to figure out ways that we could utilize existing inventory because it takes so long to build. We definitely want to build more things like Meadowview, but that's years away at this point. So we developed the Rent Local program, and the goal of the program is to flip either underutilized properties or vacation rentals into long-term rentals for locals. And in exchange for property owners doing that, we give them a cash incentive. For example, if you own a 2-bedroom property, we'll give you $6,300 for leasing that 1 year to a local tenant instead of leasing it to a vacationer. One of the biggest downsides if you rent long-term and you don't already live in Big Sky is now you can't come visit your property, and that's not what people want. That's not why they purchase here. They want to be in Big Sky. So we have a program called Home Share, and the idea with Home Share is that we take more high-end luxury properties, such as those in Spanish Peaks, and we let homeowners who have a long-term tenant stay in the upgraded property rather than their 2-bedroom condo that they would normally stay in if they didn't have a tenant there. So that way they can still help the community out, they can still give a local worker a home and keep our restaurants and hospitals open, but they also still get to come to Big Sky and play in this beautiful playground and stay in a luxury property while they're at it. Well, I'd like to thank you for throwing this party for us. This is a pretty big problem in our community, and the more hands that we can get around this, the quicker we'll be able to solve the problem.
Nice.
Now, Becky, on March 26th, are you going to come ready to party, and who will you be wearing?
I will be coming ready to party, and to be determined on what I'm wearing.
Valentino.
Yeah.